It's Monday. It's the beginning of a new work week. And guess what? I want you to win. I want you to win this week starting today. Make it happen. I want to talk to you about taking risks. Ask you a question. What do you want out of life? What do you see yourself in the future? 10, 15 years from now, Lord's willing that we are still alive. What do you want your legacy to be whenever your time on earth has come to its end? These are questions that you ought to ask yourself from time to time. And if what you are desiring, what you are hoping for, what you're wishing for in the future as a possible legacy building adventure does not require some form of risk, then you're not living. You're just existing. You're just going through a predictable, boring, mundane experience where you know what you're going to do. Everybody else knows what you're going to do. It's like clockwork. You just do the same thing over and over again. Nothing new, no new adventure, no new exciting pursuit. Just same old, same old. I want to encourage you today, take a risk. Try something different. Think outside the box. Think about who you are as a being created in the image of an almighty, omnipotent God. And since his power dwells within you, don't sell yourself short just going through the motions. Do something worthwhile. You can pursue your goals and pursue life casually and get the same measurable, predictable responses, or you can have an adventure filled with great experiences and educational endeavors and rewarding dividends that not only is rewarding for you, but inspiring the next generation that's coming behind you. You know, Harry S. Thompson said something about this. I like how he said it. He said, life is not a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely in a pretty well-preserved body, but rather to skid in broadside in a cloud of smoke, thoroughly used up, thoroughly worn out, and proudly proclaiming on your deathbed, wow, what a ride. That's how I want to leave. I really do. When I think about that, I was like, yeah, that's what I want out of life. I want to live it up. I want to do it big. I want to enjoy it in such a way that when I get to the end of my journey, it's time for me to move upstairs to be with the Lord, I can say, wow, what a ride. I enjoyed it. I really lived. I didn't just exist. But in order to have those sentiments, you have to take a risk somewhere down the line. You got to do something outside about something different. But you know, the reality is, this seems like some new philosophical treaty that I'm producing right now. Because most people don't talk to us like that. Most people tell us, you know what, you need to just take it easy. Be more measured in your responses, in your pursuits, and to keep us from taking risks. And I want to suggest that is the main reason why we don't take risks. It's not because it's not something inside of us that's beckoning us to try something. Something that's inside of us that is boiling over for adventure. It is the company that we keep that keep us from embracing adventure. Sometimes it's just old, tired, timid models. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but we oftentimes find ourselves around people who just live mundane, regular, routine lives and never tried anything. Some of them never even been on vacation, don't go anywhere, and have never flown on a plane. I mean, it's this big, vast world around us, and there are people in our lives who have not left Alabama. These are the models that we have around us. Timid. I can't afford to do that. It's not a good time. I need to wait a little while longer. And then you talk to them 5 years later, and it's the same message on repeat. I can't afford to do that. It's not the right time. I need to wait a little longer. Always a reason behind failing to jump out there and make it happen. And because these are the models that we have, we end up regurgitating those same sentiments. We start off in our young 20s, adventurous, talking about all these things we're going to do, all the places we're going to go, all the people we want to see. And if we ain't careful, we sound just like them. Can't afford that, ain't time. Need more savings. Don't need to do that right now. Timid models. And then, just scary company. I mean, just people around you who try to talk you out of any adventure that you're thinking about undertaking. You sure you want to do that? You sure you can do that? You prayed about it? Did you hear from the Lord? You sure that was the Lord? Just scary company. Cause you to doubt yourself. Tell you every reason why. Have you ever noticed that people always give you every reason why you shouldn't do something? It's very rare that you find someone who gives you a reason why you should. Now, I'm not talking about taking risks as if I'm appealing to some type of going with the wind. It is what it is. Risk taking with just novelty, doing all type of foolish things. I'm not talking about foolish living. I'm not talking about trying to do something that is sinful and utterly worldly and goes against the teaching of Christ. Of course, I wouldn't be encouraged you to do that. I'm talking about things that make lasting impacts, like businesses, books, blogs, entrepreneurship, going back to school. All of these are the things that I'm talking about. Sometimes people around us talk us out of those things because they're scared. They're scared for you and for themselves. Then there's one other reason why we don't take risks. It has nothing to do with the people. It got everything to do with us. We're scared of failing. We're scared that we're going to fail. But I want to tell you, the only failure is the failure to even try. To sit there and just think about it. And over the past of your life, you just sit there and you look back and you just have all these regrets. You don't sit there and say, oh, I was afraid to fail. You just say, oh, I woulda, coulda, shoulda. You got to get over that fear of failure. And recognize there are things worse than failure. I mean, there really are things worse than failure. There are billionaires who started all over again. I listen to people like Steve Harvey and stuff talking about I lost everything, had to start all the way back over again. Some of them went into bankruptcy. Now, again, I'm not talking about foolish mismanagement of resources and funds. That's not what I'm talking about. But what I am saying is there are things worse than failure. And what is worse than failure? Failure to even try. You ought to take risks. You ought to reach out for a new adventure. Go get it. Make it happen. Start this week. So what do I need to do in order to do it? I'm glad you asked. But the first thing you need to do is find you some new models. Find some people that have taken risks. Stop sitting there looking at people who've just always done the same thing, never have taken a risk, always taken the calculated move, never reached for anything beyond what they have seen in their life. No, get around some people who have said, yeah, I had so many people tell me I shouldn't have done this, but I went for it anyway. You need to get around people who have said, I took the risk, and yes, it was difficult for the first few years, but look where I am right now. It was worth it. And I took this wild, adventurous journey, and I tell you, I've just started to live when I took that risk. You need to get around people who think like that. See, you are thinking differently. And since you're thinking differently, you got to change your company. Get around some people who have thought and been through what you are thinking about going through. People who think big. People who believe in the bigness of God. and believe with God anything is possible. Get some new models. I want to tell you now, it's not a bunch of them out there, but they are out there. And they would love to share their story with you. There's something about people who have taken risks and succeeded that they get a kick and they're energetic and enthusiastic about sharing their adventure with someone else who has that itching, who has that nudging, because they know what it's like to be there, wanting to do, but a little bit nervous and everybody around you saying don't do it. Get some new models. Not only that, believe in you. Believe in you. At the end of the day, it's not about what other people believe about you or say that you can do. What do you believe about yourself? What do you affirm about yourself? You got to believe in yourself in order to jump out there and take that risk. Believe in you. Believe that you can do it. Believe that you're capable. Believe that your skills. Believe in your skills. Believe in your talents. Believe in your ability. Believe in your intellect. Believe that what you have to offer is something worth sharing. Believe in yourself. Then you got a plan. See, some people think that risk means not planning, but that is completely false. People who take risks actually do a lot of work on the front end, planning and researching and thinking through what do I need to do to make this successful. It's called business plans, vision boards, strategic plans, short-term, mid-term goals, going to conferences, seeking out information, going to workshops. Taking risks does not mean that I don't plan. No. Taking risks means that I have planned how to take the risk. So plan. Get you some new models. Believe in yourself. Plan your risk. And then the last thing is this. Embrace failure. How about that? Embrace failure. We embrace success. Embrace failure. I mean, I wish I could sit here and tell you, my friend, that you will succeed and that risk is going to pay off right now. Guaranteed. Done deal. Just do it. You'll be a millionaire. Do it. You'll be the CEO. Do it. There will be no setbacks. I cannot promise you that. But I can tell you this. Failure is a part of the journey. You will fail. It's okay. People who have strived to do great things and did not quite get there the first time, we don't sit there and look at them and begrudge them. Even when they fail, there's something about it that was inspiring about it. There's something inspiring about trying, and no, it didn't quite work out the way I thought it would. But just the fact that you tried will inspire somebody. I love to talk to people who just tried, even if it didn't work. The fact that they tried inspires me, because I know so many people who won't even try. Embrace failure. Embrace it. It may happen. But for every failure that you have, it's nothing but preparation for your success. Because sometimes the best teacher in life is your failures. Sometimes it's when you fail, you have to go back and recalculate and say, oh, I made a misstep right here. I missed this. This is why it didn't work. And so you relaunch. But every time you relaunch, you're closer to where you desire to be. Take that risk. Make it happen. Dream big so that you and I both can get to the end of our journey, and we won't just be some pretty well-kept bodies that's full of potential and ideas, but we will be those people who slide in at the end of life with a cloud of smoke, doing victory cycles and circles and saying, whoa, what a ride. I want that for you. I want that for myself. Let's go take some risks together.